Hey everyone, it's Al, and today we're going to be talking about some new gaming news which was just kind of mentioned a few hours ago. And unfortunately, the most interesting thing of the announcement is probably the title, and that's about it. Fear the Wolves is a Chernobyl set battle royale from Ex-STALKER devs. And the announcement might get you surprised or interested because you might think, which Ex-STALKER devs are going to be making this? Is it the Metro developers, 4A? Are they doing this? Are they going into the Battle Royale online kind of series because all they've really done is Metro? Or is it someone else from, GSC? Well, it is Vostok Games, which have been around for a while, but all they're really known for is Severium. And to be honest, I really don't have that much positive stuff to say about Severium. I was excited for it when it came out because, I'm a big Stalker fan, obviously. And, I waited for the open beta or alpha, I can't remember because it was so long ago. And they're hyping it up because it's like, hey, it's Stalker inspired and it's online. And when I played it, I gotta be honest, it wasn't terrible, but there was just nothing very convincing about it. It was really just an online shooter. What's really the point of saying, hey, we used to work on Stalker, this is kinda like Stalker, but it's not single player, it's free to play online. There's a big difference, and you're not going to attract much of the same people. People who enjoyed the setting of Stalker and the open world and all the fun AI, and really don't have much of that at all. And thing is, you can apply this to Fear the Wolves or Severium because, in a way, they seem very, very similar. They both have the same aesthetic. One is trying to be a battle royale because that's what is popular now. And back when Severium was out, it was just free-to-play shooters, say, like Blacklight or Warface. There's, a million other examples, and thing is, there's a million other battle royale examples. And the issue is, it's just not appealing at all because they're just chasing a trend. The only unique thing about this is that, it's Chernobyl inspired, which is, it's really just saying, hey, we worked on Stalker, so you obviously love this new game, but that wasn't the case with Severium. So the information in regarding to the game is that you are 1 out of 100 players on a area. You can be on your own or in a squad like every other battle royale, but they're saying it's going to be unique because of the environmental threats through radiation, and there's going to be a day-night cycle and potentially hostile mutants. And, I just look at the other battle royales and other similar games which do that kind of stuff, and it doesn't really do that well in my opinion. The successful battle royales I see are PUBG and Fortnite, and they use two different ways of making money, but it's just pure PvP. While you've had battle royales which do feature PvE experiences like the H1Z1, and I think maybe you can use Miscreated as a example, though I don't know too much about it. But I feel that, fighting other enemies gets in the way. With DayZ, for example, it's not really a battle royale, but, you're fighting people and that's fun, but then you always have to deal with AI, and the zombies in that were always quite buggy. And I feel it just gets in the way of a battle royale experience because it kind of defeats the purpose in my opinion. It's just adding unnecessary content. And, I think this game is unnecessary in the first place. If former Stalker devs wanted to get some, brownie points with the Stalker crowd, maybe they could make something that's actually a single player experience, which was the focus of Stalker when it was being made. So I've got Escape from Tarkov footage in the background because I think it's kind of relevant in a way, and I'm also working on a review for it. But use that as a comparison. A lot of people look towards it as some kind of spiritual successor to Stalker, and it's not in any way really, except some maybe references and the aesthetics, and, they speak Russian and sometimes they say cheeky breeky. But it's its own thing, and I think that's what sets it apart from other kind of battle royales. It's more of just a survival shooter online, but it's a catch-all phrase. Bear with me. And even that's intended to have radiation in the future where you will need, hazard protective gear to go into those areas, and that's kind of one of the features that is intended for Fear the Wolves. It took me a few minutes to find, but Next Day Survival is a example of a game that's already pretty much done this. It is a survival shooter similar to DayZ set in Chernobyl. This is what Fear the Wolves is trying to be like. And it just makes me want to ask this question, who particularly asked for this? Who wants a Chernobyl battle royale when you already have a bunch of successful battle royales, and you already have a bunch of cool games set in Chernobyl? there's already a handful of post-apocalyptic Slavic-inspired games. And, I just kind of feel bad for the direction they're going in. If the game's good, that's great, I will try it, especially if it's free. But I think it's unnecessary and they've kind of just lost touch. They're just still living in maybe the shadow of Stalker, or maybe it's the journalists that keep seeing them in the shadow of Stalker, because every time someone mentions 4A Games or Vostok, it's, former Stalker devs. Yeah, Stalker was fun. But the Stalker series is pretty much gone. All that keeps it alive is all the pretty sweet mods, which I would say are the spiritual successors. The only real upside I can see to this game being made is that it is being published by Focus Home Interactive, which is fairly big. So unlike Severian, which was self-published by Vostok, they might actually get a big enough budget to make the game good. But on the other hand, there's always a potential of bad economic practices becoming a result. The publishers might force them to use loot boxes and other bad pay-to-win mechanics. And the issue is just like Severian, which is still a work in progress throughout all these years. And, I've looked at the Reddit and the Steam page. I can't say it's too good, but just like Severian, it's derived from Stalker and Roadside Picnic. And at this point, there's still a demand for that, but not online shooters. It's the convincing and fun single-player experience people are after. That's why the majority of Stalker mods are like that. Fun, single-player. It's also because fucking multiplayer is hard to get working, but, ray of hope. See you then. But, it could be good. I hope it is. No ill will towards the devs or the publishers, because it's better that a game is good rather than being bad. I just felt like giving my opinion on it because of all the Stalker content I've made, that I'm working on an Escape from Tarkov review, which will be the next video coming up, and I felt, there is some comparisons. And, Battle Royales are popular now, so it's kind of relevant news. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you next time.